consciousness live victoriously in the world. The world, there is always subject to win only, and to have a win-win situation in all directions. They call it catch 22 successes. It's a different world. It's a competitive world. And this state of Satchidanand, Radha Bhagwan's experience as pure soul, a pure soul within, dwelling within each and every body, human body of the world, human beings and all, is the same pure soul that I am. And chanting that, it will be beautiful. They will be. And once you meet, you are in the Frankfurt, so you, on the holiday, you sit together and chant this, at least for 10 minutes, if possible for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Put the alarm, that's it. What will happen, you know that? Your pure soul state that realized that you experienced today between the Krish body and the pure state, tomorrow morning the seed will sprout out. Pure soul qualities, with qualities, pure soul qualities, primarily main two qualities of knowing aspect and perceiving aspect of the pure soul God light. Knowing light and perceiving light. It will open out two phases, and through our life, it will guide a crease throughout as an interim state between pure soul and crease. Crease living from within, at mind and all subtle levels, and crease living outside with the all body experiences. Do you follow? That will be interim state, and it will be there with you in a life or two, just in a life or two. If you sincerely and honestly follow the 5 principles that I am going to give you to live your Christ life, balanced life to live out, as per those 5 fundamental sentences I will give you, because you have acquired this realization, yourself, realize yourself, distinctly separate from body self, that is destructive in nature, and the real self, that is indestructible in nature. The two together, and yet you have realized. Yet the crease and crease living aspects are remaining with you. This is by grace that you have realized. So on your own now you have to experience. Do you understand? This is the experiment I have conducted you, and I am explaining you that thing, all these things. If you want to go to bathroom and anybody, go. So this is grace achievement. So by experience, you have to experience this achievement through the following of 5 fundamental aspects that I am explaining you right now for Christ to live out the balanced life. Do you understand? Shall I explain it? These are, after this, realizing yourself by grace, these are very important for you, because tomorrow itself you are flying out, and these facilities will be with there, and they are also there. So they will be very helpful in this all these matters. So you have got a very good company. Everything you are very, very, very. I mean, there cannot be anybody luckier than you in the whole world that you realize this. Everybody desires, but nobody knows that what to desire. Everybody desires God, but nobody knows what God. Who God? Which God? How God? No, nobody knows. Is it? Right? So now you realized pure soul self, that is God's self, with infinite bliss and with infinite qualities. And now the 5 sentences I am giving you, I will give you today. What you realized? Tell me. That what I am. You realized, right? But now you will go to Germany tomorrow. You will move about everything. So outside you cannot tell anybody or speak out that I am pure soul, because nobody knows. And people will become confused because outside is a relative world. So they are living relatively. So in the relative world, Chris will have to live relatively. Understand? But now, not I, Chris, will live, but by relative viewpoint, viewing, I, Chris, will be living with the world, relative world. What I said? By relative viewpoint, first fundamental sentence I am giving you. Now, from tomorrow onwards, you will be living out Chris as a by relative viewpoint living Chris. Do you follow? Not I, Chris. That is separated out. That is got removed. That negative is removed. That body I, Chris, no, it is removed. Now pure soul I. So with pure soul I, with this relative viewpoint of Chris, relative Chris point wise, you will live, Chris will live. Keeping in mind, keeping the honesty inside, that by relative viewpoint I am Chris. And therefore, you will live with the other out relative world as viewing them as by relative viewpoint living world, living entities, living human beings. Though they don't know real viewpoint, but you have acquired. So by real viewpoint you have acquired. By real viewpoint I am pure soul. And by relative viewpoint I am Chris. So out of 5 sentences, these 2 sentences I am giving you to be well aware and attentive with those 2 sentences together. But first one is by relative viewpoint I am Chris. Close your eyes and speak 5-7 times. Full sentence. By relative viewpoint I am Chris.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris.
Go on speaking.
By relative...
Till I say stop. Go on speaking.
What? Okay. By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. 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 By relative viewpoint I'm Chris.
Go ahead.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By relative viewpoint
That's
I'm
okay.
Chris.
Okay. Right? This is the first fundamental sense. And by real viewpoint I am pure soul. Close your eyes. By real viewpoint I am pure soul.
By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
Go on.
By real viewpoint I'm pure soul. 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 By real viewpoint I'm pure
That's
soul.
it. So both the viewpoints now speak together. Come on. First and second. Come on. Close your eyes.
By relative viewpoint, by relative viewpoint.
Does not matter. Go ahead.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris.
By real viewpoint I am pure soul.
By real viewpoint I'm Chris.
By relative viewpoint I am Chris. By real viewpoint I am pure soul.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris.
By real viewpoint I am pure soul.
By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
This is the distinction between the relative and the real that you acquired. Do you understand? Real is perpetual, permanent in nature. Relative is perishable, changing, destructible. Understand? Or again, speak. 2 together.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
Go on.
By
5 times.
relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By
Slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly.
By real viewpoint I'm
No,
pure
relative
soul.
viewpoint.
Relative pure.
First one.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
Speak.
By relative viewpoint
I'm Chris.
I'm Chris.
By real viewpoint.
By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
Chris.
By
Pure soul. Relative viewpoint Chris.
Yeah.
Real viewpoint pure soul.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By
Real
real
viewpoint,
viewpoint
pure soul.
I'm pure soul. By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By
By
real
real
viewpoint I'm pure soul. By
By
relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
Again.
By relative viewpoint I'm
2-3
Chris.
times.
By
I'm Chris.
real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
Oh.
By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By real viewpoint I'm pure soul. By relative viewpoint I'm Chris. By real viewpoint I'm pure soul.
That's it. You got it. So out of 5 fundamental sentences by which you will live out your balanced life as Chris, with these 2 points you have to live now. You have to practice them. And you have to give me the understanding of his by these 2 points. Give me. With these 2 viewpoints. Give me. First 2 viewpoints.
Him?
You give me. What do
By
you understand him now?
by relative viewpoint, he's Nilesh. By real viewpoint, he's pure soul.
Now you see, look at him and say, hey you.
Hey, you.
By relative one you are Nilesh, but by real viewpoint you are pure soul.
By relative viewpoint, you're Nilesh. By real viewpoint, you're pure soul.
Same thing here. Tell. Hey.
Hey.
By relative.
By relative viewpoint, you're rich. By real viewpoint, you're pure soul.
So right. Same to me, same to him, same to her, same to he, same to she, everybody, whoever is. But you have not to speak. You have to understand inside. You see? Because your belief has changed now. What was wrong belief? That I, Krish, got fractured and removed from you through our grace. It's a fire, I say. That experiment that I got conducted with you. So, in that all negativities and all sins and all they are burnt. And now, acquisition, it happens to you. You see, same experience that I have experienced, same master has experienced, same others have experienced. Do you understand? That you realize now, it is the beginning. Now you will progress further in that. With these viewpoints, your practice, you should try to practice. And when in Germany, when you go there, today I will tell you, this is the first day, this seedling is there, but from tomorrow, all function will start. That I will explain later on. So, when you will be moving others daily, from tomorrow onwards, try to have practice at least 10 minutes or whatever time you can amongst, you go out, because you will be able to see lot of people that are living, and by relative vision you will see them as living by relative viewpoint. They may not be knowing or knowing, no, nobody knows. But for us we know, therefore we have to view them like them. View them, we are not to speak. Hey, you are by relative viewpoint. No, you don't see. Understanding. Do you see? So go out and practice this. Then while practicing, you will see that by relative, what the word by relative point is, though really they are all Shuddhatmas. Oh, what a function. So that the practice will be there. You observe everything with these 2 viewpoints, all living human beings. But for that you have to go to the mall or somewhere that not all human beings you can see. Because in Western worlds, human beings are not in numbers. In India, they are in large numbers. You get plenty of them to practice these 2 viewpoints. And here you get, but so you have to go out where they are there. Is it so? Vijay, is it so?
Yeah.
In America also, we rarely. So we have to go to mall, then we see, okay. Because that life is like that here. So practice these 2 points. Now, how your life will be passing out? It will pass out very efficiently and with less effort and more efficiently. Anything relative work that relative Krish needs to attend, he will attend to that work, but that work will be done in an efficient manner by realizing this and practicing those 2 viewpoints with efficiency in such a way that 10 hours work, 5-6 hours work can be done in 1 or 2 hours. And this time you will be free. Today, people work for 10 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. And what? Throughout the day, day's work is not over at the end of the day. You know that? They extend, they take to home. It's not worry. It happens. Everybody. Because these people, this work culture is that those who work, they give them more work, more work, more work. So, neither don't show over sincerity nor be under sincere. Don't be over honest nor be under honest. Be normal. Because world is very, very exploitative. Very exploitative. But you don't work, no? You don't earn money, no? Do you earn euros?
Yeah, I do.
Huh? Are you sure? You come work with the company?
I'm a coach on my little company,
Okay.
but it's in the beginning. So
कोचिंग करे है
हाँ?
કંપની ચાલુ કરી છે
What company can it?
બધાને ટ્રેનિંગ આપવાની સેલ્ફ કોન્ફિડન્સ ને બધાને
Self-improvement activity.
yeah.
That sort of. You got some students with whom you work? How many?
Not. It's just started basically.
Just started.
Yeah.
How long? When?
I founded it beginning of this year.
Beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It is there.
Yeah.
But it's a legal entity.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah.
So if you charge something then them, no? They come to you to understand the inner living in a way that in this world, which is difficult and impossible to live with peace, where you just explain them. Now you will be explaining much better. Now you will be a better, it will be a better teacher, learning from them, though they come to learn from you. Do you understand? Because by relative point now you are Chris living. Huh? So then those who will come to you to learn, they will be coming by on their own. They don't know, but you will teach them. So by relative point you see them as coming to learn, because you have got relative vision. With that vision you will see them like that. And by real viewpoint, because you will understand that this I am pure soul. And same way, they are also pure soul from within. You understand? From within. And therefore, with pure soul light, real living will for you will start, will be the within level, within level, inner living. And people are living outward living. You know that, whole world. Even best thinkers and philosophers, everybody. Because their I factor is on body. And now I factor on body factor is removed from you. And whatever who you are, that is established for you. With this grace it has happened. So out of 5 fundamental sentences, these are the basic 2. The relative viewpoint and real viewpoint. You see? And life will be efficiently flowing, gradually. You'll come to experience it more and more. Efficient living, normal living, I say. Which one? Normal living. And normal living is a liberated living. Repeat. The normal living is the liberated life living experience. Liberated living experience. Huh? Within the bounds of the body. Within the
bounds of the body.
You will be free as pure soul. Oh, no. No. Huh? How sure?
Very sure as pure soul.
How much? 10%, 20%?
100%.
100%.
Yes.
Body cannot bind anybody, but everybody gets bound by mind, by speech, by body, as I body. Now I Krish in a relative way, that by relativism now I will be living a Krish life as Krish. Though outside is I is Krish, I do use me, but that will be now dramatic in nature. It won't be real in nature. Do you understand? And a drama is always real like, but not real. Repeat. Drama
Drama is always
dramatic living.
real like,
Real
Not
life.
real.
No, it has to be real life, dramatic living, but not real in nature.
Yeah.
So it can be called a acting dramatic liver, is it not so? The way in the pictures and everywhere they do. You understand or not? Shakespeare, what Shakespeare said, that whole world is a stage and we are mere players on it. That is what he said. Huh? Right? So you are out of the dilemma position of the Chris life and living. That, oh, how come I cannot decide, come to a decision as to be or not to be? But now you come out of not to be. You experienced, realize your being state. That is always present state. Eckhart, do you know that? Now. Have you seen that book? Eckhart.
Descartes?
Eckhart. You try to see. But it is not knowledge for him, but it is a thinking, higher thinking, that's it. Thinking is not soul function. Thinking is mind function. So, body composed of mind, body composed of intellect, body composed of body consciousness, and body based on body ego, living ego, which is physical in nature and which is part of the body that makes every individual human beings live. That is ego, that is body ego. You understand? So, but what is that body ego? It is an effective ego only. Because your causal ego is removed. That I, Chris, finished. So, body ego is an effect of the cause. Cause if I have stopped totally. No cause will happen to you now. Only effect will get phased out. Do you understand? Huh? This material body effect. Huh? Right now. It will be now for you a disposable aspect. Huh? Exportable, so what will they call it? Exportable surplus. Surpluses are always exported or they are stored for any nation. Surpluses. What countries export? Surplus. What is not required of them, they export, no? And what they require, but they don't have, they import. Your importers have stopped it now. So body is a totally exporting out aspect, naturally. That you will be living out. That is why I said in a relative world, in a light vein, that exportable surplus now. Exportable mind surplus, mind thought process surplus, exportable intellectual guiding light surplus, all exportable. Because your ownership is gone of the Krish. I have taken away and I left Krish as it is for him because he has to live the life. I have not done anything to you. I have not put anything in you. Nor I have taken out anything but what needs to be taken out. By grace, only that function was done by me. Do you follow? So, taking and giving out, those functions are stopped totally for you. Now you have to live natural life as per these two sentences, and further on I am explaining you another three. Do you understand? Which are the first two sentences I gave you, viewpoints?
From relative viewpoint, I'm Chris. From real viewpoint, I'm pure.
By relative, not
By
from,
real.
by.
By real
No
viewpoint.
from, you are now, you are real.
By real viewpoint.
No from, it's gone, all adjective gone, finished. All adjective gone. Yes. Now you are coming on the qualities, distracting qualities and indestructible qualities, experience. Right or not? That language gradually it will go, gradually. You three are there. Do you understand? You will be mutually benefiting each other by sitting together and having understanding this. Okay? So these two viewpoints are very important, and they make you live like a river, water, flowing river. Flowing river. They call it Danube. What? River? German.
Rhine.
What are you? It's beautiful. People go there. Tourists come. I have gone there. Steamers are flying and everything. So, that water is flowing. Does that flowing water has to do any effort to flow? Tell me.
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's just flowing, no?
That knowledge is common. But life flowing, nobody knows. That life also will be flowing like that for you now. Effortlessly with these two viewpoints. That will be the benefit of living with these two viewpoints. Between the two shores. No water can flow with one shore. Because oceans have no shores. Therefore, they contain water in its natural state. Or no? And all other water, that is flowing water, has to get pacified and get merged in this ocean. And the pacification comes. You understand? Or no? By principle of the water, water seeks its own level.
What?
Water seeks its own level. समझाई नहीं? Experiments you do in the laboratory, this test tube, the cross test tube, this test tube, you put water, level will be the same. It won't be inclined or this or this.
Water comes in.
Why? It is the quality of the water. Hey, it has to flow to get a totally pacified. So life, water will be flowing like that with these two viewpoints, and gradually it will getting more pacification, and you will be more, rather, all wishes will be more subdued gradually, and you will be having normality in life. The way water flowing is normal flowing. So life flowing also is water flowing. But it is between these two viewpoints. For the world it is not so. That is how all the disturbances in the life happen. You understand? If one bank is not there, what will happen in Germany?
If what is not there?
Rhine River,
Mm-hmm.
had it been with one shore only, so what shore?
Bank of the river.
Bank. What would have been the position of Germany?
If there is only one bank, there is no other shore. Only one shore of the river.
No, it cannot be. There can never ever be any river without one shore. It's a two.
Always
and
two
therefore it gets contained and flows. So your life flow is well contained now between these two viewpoints. Hey, you understand? Will you practice it? Or I have to come to Germany to again explain you. And these people are there. So when a bird flies, do you like flying in the sky like bird?
Yeah.
Everybody wishes. Do you like a riding horse or a flying horse? People like, I would like to, if my wishes were horses, I would like to ride on them. People say like that. Have you heard it?
If what?
If wishes were horses,
If wishes were horses, I
I would
would
like
like to
to
ride on them.
ride on them. Because wishes
I want
gallop.
Flying horse. Okay.
I want to ride
Though
on the
human
wishes.
beings are on the legs are on the ground, but they gallop. Whole world is doing like that. See, in the what sayings are in the world are there. They have got some meaning, because every God resides in every being. living being, not in non-living beings. God resides in living entities, but basically human, and that is how it is. But human, whatever creation human has made, for example, this thing, there is no God light in this. But there is one thing is that I bought it from market. The manufactured is with his ownership and everything. But once it is given out and sold out, he is gone. But when it comes to me, as I have bought it, then it comes. I feel it is mine. If you are trying to take away, I say, hey, please, it is mine. Please keep it. So that my aspect of human body is very, very clutching and attaching aspect. Right. You want to live it, try, but that is my. So Krishna's my is a discharging my. What got discharged in the past life. Now body, you got born for the whole discharge to happen. Unless one gets born, no discharging activity of karmas happen. Discharging activities of karmas. Karmas are two types, charging types and discharging types. That is life. Life after life, from life in memories. Now that is gone. And you are going to live from tomorrow onwards itself. A liberated life. In this body bonds. Body cannot bind anybody, no. It is the wrong belief by which one gets bound. Everybody wants to get released from the miseries and dualities of joy and sufferings. But nobody can experience freedom from these two sufferings. That you have got now. You got it now?
Yeah.
So two viewpoints. Your legs will be on the ground, but your experience will be just like flying in the sky. And the birds, when they fly, they have got two wings or one wing. Sometimes in politics and world they say there will be somebody trying to have so much mischief. They'll clip one of the wing like that. They say like that. Have you heard it? These politicians, they are expert people. And today's world, it is all nations clipping the wings. So one is powerful is there. Is it so, Vijay bhai?
Yeah.
To clip the wings is to make one powerless. Or no?
Yes.
But people are very intelligent, no? To clip the wings.
No.
Though it is a saying, there is a meaning in it. Yes. So, these two viewpoints will make you efficient in living just like flying birds, just like flowing water, which are all natural. What birds' efforts are required for bird to fly? No efforts. I will tell you, one bird. Mockingbird, you know? Mockingbird. What they eat? They flutter their wings so much so in such a great speed that people put grains, and gradually it falls. There is a little container, small thing. It falls below, and it comes, and there is a point is put there, and mockingbirds knows that it comes, but it makes the flying so much so that we can't see that fluttering, and yet it's very stable, and yet it puts the beak in the side and take the food and eats it by fluttering. That is so natural. Mockingbird is a wonderful experience that you will visualize sometimes. We have got this next house. They have put grains also one, and other side they have put water also. So in that grain and water they come inside and they come. When water there was flutter and they will water. human being cannot understand. See, it's so much steady. So now your life, Chris life, should be like that. With these two viewpoints. Relative, real, forget. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's very natural living actually. These first two sentences I have explained you. Now I will give another example. You know, kite flying. But you must be knowing that people are very fond of flying kites and tries to other flying kites, others kites, and have try to mix with it and cut it out.
Cut them. In India, I saw
So
this
that is
first
human
time.
practice. Why? Because both are expert in this. But now, Chris kite of yours is well with the string of your pure soul knowing light and vision light. That string is really there. So your kite, Chris kite, will be well controlled with that vision. Vision cannot be compared to thread. Vision is a vision. Do you understand? So with that vision, Chris flying will be the life. Life living is flying life. Chris kite will be well controlled in circumstances which makes kite, the kite, શું કહે છે kite, પતંગ ને kite, kite, this way, that way. Then with the you see Chris, the moment you see that, it will set right. If you want to do some work, Chris wants to do some relative work. He said, you say, okay, Chris is flying. Okay, with my vision, I tight. It's a simile, that and say, and I do work. Look here, I'm tying you now by my divine vision. And I'm getting, Chris is getting to work. So let him work like that. Huh? So I killed her, so you'll be all right. And you get the work, and then work, and then again. Because that is permanent with you. Pure soul light is permanent. To make you understand by taking certain works like that. You can tell some other fellow that, hey, inside, no spoken words. Hey, I want to correct this fellow. This carton is somewhat loosened and I want to fix it. So I will have to tie it up. You see, some way. By stitching or whatever it is, or by these staplers, everything. So, please Shuddhatma sir, please you be aside. This Chris wants to correct that thing, living aspect, which in his view he feels as he does not know because he is not knowing who am I. And now you are. You have realized who am I, or no? Hey, why you say slowly? So we are not concerned with others whether they know or not. We are concerned with what we know now. And we view everybody, though they don't have, but they are from inside, God light, they are there. So, by viewing it this way, outside world will be appearing you in your relative vision of Christ as outside will be innocent people. Your eyes will see faults, but by relative vision, your vision, gradually you will get to understand to it that, oh, actually nobody is at fault outside. Do you understand? So, faults are always from within, in everybody. What people realize as faults, they see from the outer body seeing and they see fault as fault. No. Real faults are from within. Do you understand? Outer five senses, whatever mistake a human being makes, there is going to be punishment for that. That whole world is there for that. Or no? But what about inner faults? Where will we go? We have to go to somebody pure soul. So, your vision, relative vision of Krishna, gradually we acquire innocence of viewing the world as innocent world. Do you understand what I say? Gradually. Now, समझा कि नहीं मेरा?
Yeah.
So in that relativism has to get so much purified in a way as that outside we move everybody, leave everybody, but in spite of eyes viewing the faults, you won't, in your vision it won't be by your relative viewpoint vision. Therefore, your relative viewpoint vision will be getting more purer and purer and purer and purer, and it will be reaching very close, nearer to real vision from within being. Do you understand? So these 2 points are very important. With examples I have explained to you. I am giving you a book, of course, then you will understand. You can follow that. So 3rd and 4th I will tell you now. Very important. Because you have to live Chris as Chris life. Now, Chris life coming from past, that life was like that I Chris life living was there. Or no? Even though you are talking spiritual in all these things, but they are materially spiritual. They are theologians, theological space, philosophy and thinking. Do you understand? All theological thinking is on in Western world. There are good personalities happening there. Have you heard the name of Annie Besant?
What?
Annie Besant.
Any basement.
That was in India with Ramana Maharshi.
Yeah.
Another I will give you. Have you heard the name of that French lady who lived with Arvind Ghosh, yogi, in India? You have not known, don't know all this thing, no? She was great disciple.
Pondicherry.
And totally,
Pondicherry, Mataji.
that is different. But name જુદું છે પણ ફ્રેન્ચ નું છે અને એને ગુજરાતીમાં that Arvind Ghosh, very high learned professor, but then he was in the spirituality in yoga practice and all that. Do you understand? So he has that his place is established in Pondicherry, South India. I think you might have heard somewhat. Arvind Ghosh.
What is the name?
Pondicherry.
Aurobindo, Pondicherry.
Puducherry they call it.
Aurobindo.
And there, and this lady was there, and she was so much admirers of her. She followed totally, honestly, sincerely throughout her life. And her name, Arvind Ghosh named him as Nivedita. Give Indian name. French name was there from France, Nivedita. Mother. So after Arvind Ghosh, she is there at the head of that place. She is, but now no more. Now she is passed away. Do you understand? But her experience was very close to Arvind Ghosh. So everybody from all the world people are going there. Example I am giving you. But you don't want to attract anybody. You want to have your bliss experience, or no? You want others to come to you and no. Unnecessarily don't expect others to come to you in a way that they will try to get attached to you from their viewpoint, and they will make you little slippery and get them attached to them. No, don't allow that. Anybody. You don't expect any recognition from anybody. Now, would you like to have respect that people should respect you? You means Chris, I say. No. Now you are a relative Chris, not a body Chris. Body Chris desires everything. That is the world. But now, this relative Chris with real vision, living, you are totally different. You live in the world, and at the same time, you will view the world from outside. Unless you are living in the world, you cannot understand the world from outside as a perspective understanding. actually view comes from all the dimensions properly when you are detached from world living and you have got God vision living in your body. This is what is there. So two agras, but third and fourth I am giving you, explaining now. That I crease, I think, I teach yoga, I teach some how to be happy, etc. That I crease, as I crease, you are doing all this time now. Yeah? Everything, whatever lived out, what is your age now?
What is my
Years.
yes?
Age.
28.
Oh, very good, very good. Vijay is 28, young boy. Young boy. And he has no she friend still. He may have, but Krish, it will be friend of Krish, not your pure soul. She will have also pure soul in her, no doubt. So it will be play of toys, living toys. Hey. Living toys, TOYS.
Toys.
Spill
Toys.
Spill
Toys,
soy.
toys, yeah.
Live toys of he and she. The way they play. But Chris will observe. Oh. And that way your hurting aspect will not be there much now. It will go on listening out to others because of viewing by two viewpoints from within. From within, you understand, yes, pure soul, same pure soul as her or his pure soul. From outside, Chris will live with the outside body. There is a world play. World play. Do you understand? So third and fourth I am giving you now. That I Krish teaching, that is gone for you now. What Krish teaching will be there from tomorrow onwards will be for you, that it will be by Krish, as Krish operated Krish through the cosmic power, operating power, that will be operating all Krish balanced life for you now. So that doing power, what I say, operating power is called. So world is totally ignorant of the doership aspect of the human being. Doership aspect. In English it is difficult to say, but I am trying to tell you as much as possible. Karta Purush. Karta Purush. No world knows that. Nobody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you know Vastu Shastra in India they call it? In English what they call it?
Feng Shui. Feng Shui. Japanese Feng Shui.
You know,
It's similar.
It is related on that. It is related on understanding the mother nature. But not knowing that who is there, they try to have living out of that, understanding all that. But it has got certain aspects of it. But they are limited scale aspects. They are not. So that Feng Shui means actual a doer. Am I right? Huh? Doer, which is a spiritual in quality, that certain people, those who know the art of this, and they advise others. Understand? That, oh, you put this door here, you put this way, you put this side, like that, etc. They do not know who is doing all these things. In the world, nobody knows who is doing work. Without doing means acting. So without action, world can exist. Yes? Without actions, world is always with actions and activities. But anybody is that if you do the action, then whatever action is done, it will have result also or not of that. Result. Every action has a result. You know that? And at the same time, every action has a equal and opposite reaction. Do you know that? Huh? So action and reaction are opposite. So for Chris now, for you, for balanced life, that balanced life will be operable for you. And understand, and third sentence I am giving, that any activity of Chris from within, mind, intellect, whatever, basically that, and therefore of the body functions, is the operative power of the cosmic nature, which is attuned with Chris, with three main cables, invisible cables, though they are there. That is attached to mind controlling inner functions. That is attached to speech that is controlled by that inner speech, that is mono speech, and outer speech as a spoken speech, both ways. One cable and the two inside, one within and one outside. The mind cable and body cable, main, and that phases out in 5 ways. Main cable, 5 ways, whole body functions. Like that whole thing, that power. So whatever prerna ne su kehso, prerna
Inspiration.
Inspiration, whatever human will get, God does not inspire anybody. People believe that, oh, I'm inspired by my God. Everybody has right to say my God, but God does not belong to anybody, does it? Because God is God after all. See in the world how is happening.
What was the question?
Huh?
What did you say? What was the
God is God after all.
Yeah.
See the world now. All the religions you see, including India, I say, everywhere. So, religions per se are right from point of view of dual experiences, believing in dual aspects of life. And life that is regulated by God, they say. Am I right? Which is not fact. God is not regulator of this world. But the regulator of this world is a power. Power is a wonderful word. And that power is such a superpower, cosmic, that operates each and every, all human beings of the world differently attuned. Each one, they are there stored. Whatever we got fed in the past, out of doorship, when then the borrowed power from the original God source, infinite source, our power source. Basically it comes from there. But that I factor, body factor, that uses that power on body understanding way, factor way, and that goes charged. That whole charge got lost in the supercomputers as a feed to play out on the screen of the body, within and outside also. Within body karmas are within body karmas, and outside body functions are gross body function karmas. I'll give you that book, you'll understand it. Every day you have to practice it. So that Krish now, all Krish future life will be scientific circumstantial evidence controlled life. How? Scientific, circumstantial, evidential controlled life of Krish from within and without, both. That will be that power will be conductive for you. Doer is the power, Shakti. God power is different. God power is all blissful. God power is no speech, nothing. But God language is there. That, oh, let not anybody in the whole of the world be unhappy. Let each and everyone be happy. That is the only one language. Only one-sided only. that is side is. Not negative but positive side. God is always 100%. 100%. How many percent positive God may be?
100%.
Are you sure? That is pure soul. State yours. I am. Right? So that third sentence, most important I am giving you. The doership accept of actions. Whole Bible, what does it say? Faith without action has no value. They say. Don't understand? Faith gets value only when it is put to action. Am I right? Or no? Faith without action has value? Whole Bible is based on that. Bible you don't understand. You have not seen. Everywhere they put. हम लोग को नहीं समझता. So all religions are self-acting basis, dual activities. So the whole world is doership. Everybody is in a doership aspect, though it is not their function. It is the function, cosmic function. Now you understand? So હવે આના બે ત્રણ વાગ્યા રહે છે આજ્ઞા સમજાવવું પડે મારે શું ના એમને સવારે 7 વાગ્યાની ફ્લાઇટ છે એટલે ઓકે ચાલો સો આટલું બધું સમજે છે ને એટલે હું આટલું ટાઈમ દઉં છું હોય જાય આપણા ઇન્ડિયન્સને બહુ મુશ્કેલી અમુક પડે છે સમજાય ને દો ધેર રાઈટ સમજ્યા કે નહીં Vijay, you have to understand the values as they are. Not the values as world knows, no. Because you have understood that who are you and who are you not. You have understood who am I and who am I not. I, Chris, I am not. But I, pure soul, I am yours. Do you understand? So that who am I and who am I not, two distant aspects. But does not know that. Life is divided into these two. Okay? So first two sentences, relative viewpoint, relative viewpoint. Third sentence is that cosmic power, scientific circumstantial evidences is the operative power of each and every of us. So all future will be as per that power only. Not as per what Krish will be doing. No. These are Krish per se is action oriented by quality, body quality, material quality. And non-soul, pure soul is non-active oriented. Because pure soul quality activities are only on its God qualities only. Of the to know and to view and perceive. And other bliss and all they open up then. The coverings they go gradually and then they open up. Powers are opening up. That is original powers, indestructible. Original source is there. Unless there is an original source of power which is indestructible in nature, inexhaustible in nature. Whatever power you draw, nothing comes out of that. Though the whole world uses it, nothing goes in it, it remains all the time inexhaustible and perpetual. It's a source. They call it God source. But they do not understand God where, who. So God is God. All the time. So that power they don't know, this is the basic ignorance of the God. And master of the past researches and inventions of the past lives that resulted in the past lives he was living very high lives. It was with him. But it was with him in a way, the way it came in a regular way, traditionally. But he wanted it to have people understand this in a non-traditional manner. Non-traditional manner is not opposite of traditional, let me tell you. Non-traditional means that is all-inclusive way of understanding of life non-traditionally in this traditional world. Body is living in the world, but your living will be non-traditional. Do you understand? But traditional living is a wandering living because of the worship aspect. So now all your future living is controlled by that power, and whatever inspiration will come is from that power. No God is spirit. God does not inspire anybody. God is God after all. So that power, but people don't know this. It creates from within, mind, intellect, everything. It gets well inspired, and inspired body physique of the inner physique of the crease will get the outside body senses inspiration. It will be got from within your inner inspiration. Which inspiration is that is power, cosmic power has inspired. Now you understand that link. But in between there has to be there. So mother nature, whole mother is there. A mother nature is there. So laws of the mother nature according to which human being should live, they are not living. At every turn of life, laws of mother nature are broken. And everybody not knowing that he is committing a crime against mother nature. And whatever crime gets committed, it needs to get well charged. Understand? The way policies and all, they charge human beings and human activities. Charge sheet. So that natural charge sheet is everybody is carrying on. Now you are freed from that. And you will understand mother nature as nature is by understanding this third sentence of Christ living balanced life as being operated by that cosmic power. That third sentence I am giving you. You understand? And likewise, in others also you will see they are also like that. They do not know. But from our vision, understanding, you will understand that. So the extent to which you yourself experience yourself, Chris yourself as a doer. Chris acts as doer. Because Chris is, doership is coming from there. So Chris will have, you have to be as a doer. And pure soul as you as non-doer of the Chris functions. Only knower and perceiver. So these two aspects are separated out. And third sentence, understanding for you will be gradually developing within you, understanding wise. You see, pure soul is a knower and perceiver. And material body living is the doer. Why we call material body doer? Because it is attaining the doership aspects through that cosmic power. Unless power oriented doership is for all human beings, no action of a human being will happen. Do you think in the absence of power any activity can happen? Yes, power of any sorts. A battery is a cell. No cell is there. A neuron, though it won't work. So you put cells in that. What are the cells? Cells are with power or without power?
Cells?
Batteries.
Batteries.
Batteries in the
Power.
body.
Power.
Are you sure? From where it comes? Because it is not living. Is it living? Is it called life?
What now?
Batteries.
No.
Light.
That who gives life to it? This man charged it. And men are charged. charge entities by their own ignorance. And those charges come down there and they needs to get discharged out. Otherwise it will decay a lot of world won't be living like. It needs to get discharged out. So unless it gets born to get well discharged out throughout the life, how discharge will happen? What is charged? Anything that is charged needs to get discharged or no. Batteries that is charged needs to it automatically gets discharged out gradually. So you have to recharge it again. But here different, I think. Well, then you have third sentence is very important I am giving you. So all your doership activity of peace is gone now. That activity will happen through your doership body. Why we call body doership? Because it is activated by the doership aspect of that cosmic powers. Do you understand? And third and fourth are related. That I have to live my balanced life in a way that I balance in my two viewpoints, by relative viewpoint, real viewpoint, in a way that in all relative living outside, you live with everybody in such a way that anybody, because of you, will have negative influences. Neither you, because of others, you will experience any negative influences. Do you understand? You will have to live like that with these two viewpoints. Two viewpoints will not let you get into negativities now, not at all. But outside world is full of mixture of full and more of negativities today. But you will be free from that. But you have to live with these two viewpoints in such a way that your balance, accountability of the life gets well evened out. Credit and debit both. Do you understand? Credit and debit. Credit means positive aspect. Debit means negative aspects. Both those get nullied out. Zero balance. In finance also, they are trying to have zero balance sheet. Budgets, right? So in life budget balance zero. In life it does not happen that way. In life accountancy, chartered accountant, all that, what they do, there is always some difference, either on the debit side or the credit side. And they reverse it by reversing it. Credit side difference is removed by debit is by crediting it. Credit side difference is evened by debiting it. That is life. So likes and dislikes are two aspects of life, any human being. So dislikes have to be evened out by experience, as they have come to us as to come out of my wrong beliefs of not liking. So you come out of not liking aspect by not liking it, but by expressing gratitude to it. That you have come here, I have to face my own disliking. Of the past disliking that has come now as a discharging aspect. So, you nice. I'm sorry. But see, because I made you so you came. But now, today I am not. I am different from you. I am pure soul viewing it, just saying you. This will be more inside understanding. Do you understand? So, that non-liking aspect that is happening within you will say, he has awakened. Now I cannot stay in this house and do anything what I want because they are sleeping. But now they have awakened. So, I'm happy that you have relieved me of your wrong actions and I am passing out. So that will phase out. Yeah? This is inner living, scientific, very scientific in nature. Both. There's like joyous and happy sufferings also like that only. Sorrowful happenings will be enjoyed by you. And enjoyable sufferings will not be attached. You won't get attached to it. Now do you understand? So that way you have to balance this right. Fourth sentence I say. All the mind, intellect, inner functions of the body and outer functions, and in the relative world with everybody else, you have to allow all the relative aspects get well scared out. From within with yourself, and from outside with the relative world, in the relative world. Do you understand? I call this all these aspects as file, one word only. File means a dual responsible living of a human being. Dual. Dual what way? That every human being always is a liability or an asset, tell me. Born body. Body I say. Body is a liability or an asset? After this realization, I am telling you.
I mean,
After this realization,
it's a liability.
after this realization, now you will come to understand that to get born is to acquire that liability to get phased out and paid out. That is how everybody gets born. So it is a relational account of give and take. So there is a word in that, give and take word. So because give and take in that language is very difficult, karma language is very difficult, but all that in one word I am putting, F-I-L-E. All living, balanced living of Kreese will be F-I-L-E living. F-I-L-E means, spell it? F-I-L-E.
Fire.
Huh?
Fire.
Oh. Not your technology files. No, that is files here, paper files are there. When I say, now all your balanced living will be file-like living. And how do you live with files? Not to, file is a file other than you, then and then you call file, or not? Or when you become file yourself, it is impossible. Do you follow or not?
Actor.
तू कहना समझा?
Actor. File. Actor.
Yeah.
It is other than us. So that is why I say file. So all file accountability of the Kreese will be lived out by Kreese in such a way that file accountability of duality of credit and debit will be eased out, so that you become totally free and independent, freedom living in from easily free from totally body and all body living. Do you understand? So Kreese will have to be out. So these third and fourth sentences I have given you. I am not giving you much examples. Time has passed now. I'm getting so 2 books will be given. ચરણ વિધિને આપશો ઇંગ્લિશ અને બીજી છે ને તે 5 આજ્ઞા સમજાવતી ઇંગ્લિશમાં છે એક બુક એ પછી આપી સમજાવવા દે કેવી તું એને આપી દે પેલી તો એને આપી રાખી એક સેટ અને બીજો મને આપતા નોટ નાવ સમ મોર આપી દે keep it in such a way that it will not be put anywhere, huh?
Just
So that
keep it with you.
with total respect. Oh, just like Bible. How do you respect Bible and all this? Like that, keep it properly. Okay. Let me see. No, give me here. Give me. So, these 5 fundamental sentences are explained here. Look here. You read it. Read it.
Explanation of 5 precepts.
Fundamentals.
Agnes.
Agnas means precepts, English. There is all given here by examples. You let go through. That's different thing. So, and this is one thing, that whole experiment that I conducted with you, whole experiment is printed out, not this way, but more or less in the same way, in this book, in these pages. So, maybe 8 or 10, whatever pages are there. Once in a day, you will go through it at a fixed time. You fix a time where you are free of all other activities. Keep it that time every day. That will benefit you a lot to live this separated life and to understand as per and live out as per this five more and more gradually. And experience will go on getting built up, getting building up with you, within you. You see, till you get stability in you. And my experience state also you can reach, achieve it. Anybody can achieve it. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Huh? So, 4 sentences I have given you. It may not, now you may not be repeating the way I have said, but I will tell you. By relative viewpoint I am Chris. First sentence. And by relative viewpoint I am pure soul. Second fundamental. That fundamental. 2 fundamentals. Third and fourth. Scientific, circumstantial, evidential power, cosmic power, is the operating power of Chris, all future Chris living. So all future Chris living is in the hands of that power, and through that power it will be lived out. So now you won't bother about it as to what will happen, this, that. You want not to go out into the future. You live as per this precept only. Do you understand? So that will make you more and more free. Of action variations free. Action variation power is from there and comes to be body. And body, that is how body becomes active. Otherwise no. So that power, third one. And fourth is to live with the Chris as a basic file, which is composed of mind file, speech file, inner speech, mono speech, and plural spoken speech, and body file, which is composed of 5 senses. But Chris has one file. So files, all accountability, mind-wise, speech-wise, bodily-wise, by self as well as in the relative with others also. You have to live in such a way that accounts gets squared up. Fourth one, this fourth one. Huh? You understood, no? So from there gradually it will come. Then words are not required, but understanding is required. This for inner understanding. And the last sentence I am giving you now, last precept, that today I Chris relative bank account is, I have closed it. Because banks do maintain your Chris accounts, or no? You put your money in the bank. So banks are taking care.
Yeah. Bank konto.
Okay. But today, I have freed you from the Chris account and accountability in a way that your original pure soul account and account book has opened out today. To gain God experience as credit out of understanding and living as per these 5 fundamentals, that God account will get credited. And God account is a divine account.
Yes. God
It is
account.
non-material account. It is blissful account. Account of experiencing bliss. And bliss is non-dual. Or dual?
Non-dual.
And bank account is a dual account. Because Chris is living a dual life. But now that in that you will be living with these 5 sentences. So gradually that blissful understanding will happen in you. The taste also will come in there. Do you understand? So from today onwards, tomorrow itself, that account will be functioning within you. Pure soul account. And that account and account book, journal will be well built up now. And the coverings, knowledge coverings, vision coverings, etc. will go out. Obstacles will get released out. You understand? Fluctuations, life will be all out. Fluctuations, aversion, will be phasing out little gradually. Do you understand? And the extent to which they phase out, your pure soul bliss nature gets opened out more. And more knowing power and viewing power gets more experienced by you. There is your credit, God credit. And God credit has no debit or it is. Oh, he says yes. No. No. It's singular. And World Bank account and World Accountability is two, credit and debit. So now from the first on, okay? So 5 sentences are given you. Then you go through this. Now, last 2 things I am telling you. Just now you go back to Vijay's place. Huh? You have dinner or whatever you have. That dinner will be taken by pure soul or grace.
Pure soul.
Pure soul will take dinner?
No, it will watch.
No, then who will take dinner?
The body.
Whose function is to take dinner?
The body.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How much?
Okay.
That is why I said eater eats and non-eater I also know as to what eater eats. What taste eater is having? Everything. So you will be the knower of the taste of the eats. Basic tastes. You will not be experiencing of that. Because the body function is that he is doing that. All the life it will be doing. But your total function is just to know and see as to what crease is in that. So you will have rather little, it will be under rather what you call, control is a very low word, of course. But it will be well within your
Observation or
observation, yeah, observatory power. Yeah. So Krish will be well observed. Previously it was not. Your intellect, you are understanding your body intellect as your observer. But body intellect has got limitations or is unlimited?
Limitations.
Are you sure that? So now Siddhartha appearance is limitless or limited?
Limitless.
Limitless, that do you understand now. So body light will phase out. In the Shuddhatma light that will be opened up. Credit will open up. And it will phase out. It will be there. It will function. Body functions. But a pure soul light will be like that. You understand? So, 2 things I give you. You take out this book first. See, this is given in English, rendered in English, okay? Actually it is vernacular language, but now it is translated into English and purely it has been put into English. Here, this is first place, this side is open. This, you keep it, I am telling you. Now, this Charan Vidhi is a vernacular word. That means the surrendering aspect you read it like Charan. Charan is display. That is called Charan Vidhi. But it is because you surrender physically to me and I have taken full responsibility of your total liberation and getting you to total blissful state. But you have to live life as per 5 sentences. It is not a condition, it is not a ritual, but it is for your own good, for you to come out now. Okay? Therefore, Charan Vidhi meaning is that. And there, you take out first page, this one. See. These 3 mantras you explain everything, okay? Later on. Now here you see moon phases are given. You know? So tomorrow, this second phase of the moon will open out within you. Today is the first day of seedling of the divine pure soul state. Seedling in the relative this body, in the present body living. And that is, first day is very faint, no? Even second phase of the also is very faint to understand, no, see it, you know, understand that? Second, third onwards you feel something gradually. So your pure soul knowing and viewing power gradually tomorrow itself will open out as a seedling that will sprout out as pure soul powers. That it will be interim state between the pure soul and the Chris body. Interim state, and that power will open out. And that power will guide all the functions of the Chris. Do you understand? It's a beautiful, a God power. And the function of that power will be to always guide you positively in this world of composed of negativities and positivities. Do you understand? So how do you guide you? It will guide you there. So that power is the basic soul power that will be guiding entity. You can call it agency or whatever interim state, representative power, whatever. So it will be there till all the relative living of the crease gets well cleared out and well purified in a way that your pure soul vision gets uncovered of the coverings that it has got. Vision coverings and knowledge coverings. It gradually go. Obstacles will be fading out. Fatuations, attractions, aversions will be gradually fading out of the crease. Do you understand? That way, that light will be opening out. Today, tomorrow itself, second phase, most important phase. And Shivji, Peter's Jewish picture.
No.
Lord Shiva.
Nothing.
He is not. You explain. See that photo.
Yeah.
बताओ जे ने એના કપારે
હા
ના તમારી પાસે નહીં હોય ત્યાં ત્યાં છે તમારી પાસે
ઘરે
શિવજીનું
હા
હા છે
કરે હા
અને એના પર ક્યાં છે
હા છે
So now your Shiva state has opened out within you. Pure soul state is Shiva state. Shiva state is the body, whole India is worshipping, but it is like that. So there is a moon, second phase is shown. That is how it is. So you are a live Shiv now today, with that opened out within you in your vision, second phase. Do you understand? Om, you understand? Om. So you are live Om. That is scripted Om. And on that you have to meditate. But you are lying Om. People who meditate on the scripted Om will be actually meditating in their meditation. You will be there. They don't know, but you will be there. So that is how you are so much responsible. Chris is responsible living out as per these 5 precepts. You understand? You are not to make them experience this, but you as a live Om, it be in that. And most of the yogis, India or Himalaya and all that there is a Sanskrit script. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam. That means they are meditating on a scripted Om with that second phase of the moon there with a dot over that. So your dot is your self-experience today's dot, and that is the phase. So you are alive Shiv. And there is scripted one on which everybody meditates. Do you understand? Whole world. તમે લોકો સમજી જાવ છો ને બધું તમને સારો ચાન્સ મળ્યો છે અને પછી મને ઓન ફોન ને આ બધું મને કરશો તો આવી બધું એક્સપ્લેન કરીશું તમને ઓન એવરીથિંગ on and off. When I get freedom, and you can ask me free time. You can ask Vijay Bhai or Vasant, any of the two.
Yeah.
And you can, knowing my free time, you can contact
Maybe
me.
once in a month.
Anyway,
once
it's up
in a
to
month
you.
we
It is up
gather.
to you.
Yeah.
You can have total discourse with me on these aspects. But when it is needed, for the time being, you have to be on this. It will take some time. This, it is second phases are soon. It will grow. And full moon is the God light whole. It is a pacifying light. And sun that rises is a powerful light that gives life to whole world. Without sunlight, life cannot exist. You know that. So your sun power is a knowing power. And viewing power is a moon viewing power. This is that. So viewing power is a pacifying viewership of the God. And knowing power is the sunlight power. So your right knows everything with the sun power, this body, Gnani. And left is the Chandra power, both. And as you live, as per these 5 sentences with balanced way, the extent to which it is well balanced on the way living and becomes very easily and effortless. To that extent, both the powers, parallel breathing will take place through here, from the cord, thorax, and this through cord, and through 3 three chords. There are three chords. One is sun chord, another is moon chord, and those parallel work is a normal chord. So that will happen. So as normality establishes within you of living free of all that, do you worship all any activities? Activities happen naturally. So there is that power. Yogis, they do say that. Is a technical names are there, but I am telling you in this physical sense. So now, at the bottom, આમાં જુઓ મારી વાત સાંભળો આ ચોપડીમાં અહીંયા આ હિન્દીમાં લખ્યું છે ને એનું જર્મન કરીને લખી નાખજો તમે એટલે એને સમજ પડશે મહાત્માનું નામ સરનામું અને તે સમજાવી દેજો શહેરનગર એનું એડ્રેસ લખો એ ક્રિસનું this belongs to Chris now. Now Chris is an enlightened one. So મહાત્માનું નામ એટલે ઇંગ્લિશમાં લખજો મહાત્મા શબ્દ શું બોલો છો જર્મનીમાં Saint. Enlightened person. You are now enlightened, Greece. You understand? જે બધા saint ને બધું કહે છે ને તો body saints. But now you are enlightened one. You may be every animal, but actually, understand? So you name, then address you put. Okay? And then what city you are there can put. And today is the most important day for you. Remember this day, most important day for you. That now, today you are born a deathless living. Repeat what I said.
Today I've been born.
Your birth and born, what you have said, is a Shuddhatma, has no death. And one who has no death has no birth also. That is all. Free of birth, this cycle. So that is all. This is on that day you get together and enjoy that day. Okay? So આ તું ઇંગ્લિશમાં કર જર્મનીમાં કરતે બધું બાકીનું જે હિન્દી છે એનું તમારે કરવાનું રહ્યું સેકન્ડ પેજ જો કતી ગયો થોડું કરી દઈએ See, these are this Simanda Swami, I said, is manifest in the present other world. That picture that you see. And તમે બતાવજો હવે તમે. Is that? He's living manifest. He's manifest absolute. And Dada Bhagwan is close to that manifest institute. And he had linked with that manifest in the other world by being in this world. That is how તમે જમાની સમજો પ્રત્યક્ષ દાદા ભગવાન સાક્ષી બધું. And that is to be for Chris to follow. For Chris to follow, not Shuddhatma. For Chris to get well positioned positively. You see? Chris as born is a different thing. There is a brought in aspect, brought forward aspect. But today you live as per, let Chris live as per that sentences of Namaskar વિધિ સમજાવજો અને કલોમાં આટલું કહેવું અને પ્યોર સોલની પ્રાર્થના ક્રિસ બોલે ને એ તો મને રિયલાઇઝ થયું છે દિવસે અસીમ જે જે કરો બતાવી દેજો તમે સમજાયું અંતરનું રહસ્ય બતાવું ફોર ક્રિસ this year, not for Shuddhatma. For the purification of the Chris relative life, it is required. It is a balancing factor. Two, the brought forward factor of the present world. And a balancing factor, it will balance all these unbalanced states. તમે સમજાય છે બધું એટલે this is that Samaj, and that Shiva is this whole India is perceiving that way, but actually it is a state, pure soul state. It's called Shiva state. Do you understand? For the people it is okay. They have to believe as a God, and they give lot of powers. Yes, whole India, every nook and corner you find this. It has got to, what is meaning of this? Do you understand? It means pure soul is free of masculinity and femininity. Do you understand? But he, unfortunately, Western world understands it differently. As a phalanx and human organ. No. How? What negativity they raise? Sir. Do you understand? it understands the life of a man and woman both in such a way. Therefore, for Rishi is very nice. You should never criticize. Never. You learn very bad negativity. No, don't do that. Huh? For India it is. World will not understand. Those who are thinkers, they do. They explain also. This is Dada Bhagwan, and this is ours. So go take out further. अगर तो सीजर कहती थी कोई मंगाई ले नहीं आके बैठे रहो तो आने क्यों नहीं तो जो this three mantra means he will explain you, okay? અને તમે આમાં જુઓ આ સ્ક્રિપ્ટ આમાં આપી છે ને જર્મન સ્ક્રિપ્ટમાં મૂકી દેજો એટલે વાંચી શકે. This is English script written in a Prakrit language of India. Oh, long back. Prakrit means Buddha, they call it, no? And that's how. And morning prayer, daily. You go through just the number of times it is written in brackets. Do you understand? Then next further page. Huh? Next further page. Now, next second page. You see that one? See in red letter it is written here.
Yeah.
Namaskar Vidhi. You did Namaskar to me. Now you need not do. What we'll do, it will be automatically reaching me. Understand? Namaskar Vidhi. No, Namaskar is a priest, a relative. For relative corrections are there. Oh, આમાં આ લોકોએ આવી રીતે આપી છે નહીં? અચ્છા આમાં આ ફ્રન્ટમાં આપે છે ને? It's look here. Whatever given is, they will explain to you. They are meant for Chris to live a balanced life. So for Chris has to follow that. But you, as a realized state, what you have to follow is later on it will come. Huh? એટલે આવું આ મુશ્કેલી આ થાય છે આ લોકો છાપવામાં. તકલીફ આ થાય છે. બહુ ઘણા ત્યાં સેફથી બોલતો આવું છે આ લોકો. કોઈ પકડે નથી. કોઈ નથી.
ઈ પેજ ઉપર ડાબી બાજુ
છોડી દે ને હવે. હા?
બરાબર ત્યાં
Tell
ચલો
them, one minute. Page numbers are also very
60.
small. Very small numbers are given. Anyway.
Yeah, the orange one now.
Chalo, come on, come on. Yes. Page number 16 you take out. Yes, it is that. I am coming on this. This is the main thing for you. What previous things are there for Chris to follow day to day, the number of times that whatever each one of these is written there, if you ask, hey Chris, come, go through, so that, because you Chris has brought forward from the past lives of the karmas, this mixture of positive and negativity. Now, this will establish positive aspects within you as Chris following. So Chris will get well energized from within against the balancing forces of the Chris what are brought forward, which are discharging forces. So this will Chris will get more empowered that way. This thing. And that will make you much efficiently go through all these things. The better one. Okay? I think I have explained you sufficiently. So now, see look here. It is given in English. Bracket, what is written? Read it.
To be recited daily once by those blessed with self-realization with grace of Gnani Puyush.
You understand? Gnani will realize so. Huh? So you go through once. Okay? I'll speak for example. You read it. See, Chris will read it. Look here. This is an experiment I am giving you. Chris, eyes will read it. Under the attention of pure soul light. Pure soul viewing light. So pure soul viewing light will view the Chris reading by eyes, and loudly that Chris listens. Both that will be observed by the viewing light of pure soul. So it's an experiment I am giving you to get more well disseminated around. Do you understand? And get more and more perceptive aspects of everything that happens, which are not of my happening. It is that cosmic power. Okay? So I'm reading out one or two sentences, and resting you follow all the thing. Most devoutly I bowed in obeisance to timeless, omniscient Dada Bhagwan. Repeat it.
Most devoutly I bow in obeisance to timeless, omniscient Dada Bhagwan.
Master. O Dada Bhagwan, read it.
O Dada Bhagwan,
The enlightened pure soul,
the enlightened pure soul,
you are unattached,
you are unattached,
ever steady,
ever steady,
blissful,
blissful,
spontaneous,
spontaneous,
tranquil,
tranquil,
full of infinite knowledge,
full of infinite knowledge,
infinite vision,
infinite vision,
illuminator of the entire universe,
illuminator of the entire universe,
the purest,
the purest,
beyond the intellect,
beyond the intellect,
and the core of my consciousness.
and the core of my consciousness.
Oh, Dada Bhagwan is there. And I am the same. So that is the second page. શું છે બધું? અરે ભગવાન. Oh. શું કરવું આને આ લોકો કેવું કરી છે? કેવું પ્રિન્ટ કર્યું છે આ બધું? એ નિશ્ચય ચરણ વિધિ આખી અને જુદું કરી નાખજો ને તમે લોકો એક કામ કરજો નિશ્ચય ચરણથી આખી જુદી પાડી નાખજો યુ ડુ ઇટ યોર સેલ્ફ ટ્રાય ટુ ડુ ઇટ ઇન જર્મન ઓલ્સો એન્ડ ઇંગ્લિશ બોથ વેઝ on this side you put English, on this side you put German parallel.
Okay.
Will you do that?
Yes, yeah.
કરજે જા, I give it to you.
Okay.
The rest I am not doing now. બહુ મિક્સચર કરી નાખ્યું છે આ લોકોએ ને બહુ સમજાવ્યા પર કોઈને મગજમાં ઉતરતું જ નથી. હવે હું સમજાવીશ તને, યુ ટ્રાય ટુ ડુ દેટ. શું કહ્યું? હમણાં નોક્સવિલમાં જ્ઞાન આપ્યું ને, મિસિસિપી જેક્સનવિલમાં, એ લોકોની પ્રેસ છે કે મને આપણે બધું કરી આપીશ તમારું 2000નું હસબન્ડ વાઈફનું. એમનો બિઝનેસ પ્રિન્ટિંગનો છે હોય સારા નિમિત્ત બન્યા છે પણ તમે સમજો જ મિત તો અમારું દમ નીકળી જાય છે મને તો રોજ વાત સમજાય એ વિજય
સાંભળો છો
તું ડુ યોર રિલેટિવ ડઝ નોટ મેટર બટ એટ ધી સેમ ટાઈમ આમાં જ્યારે પ્રોગ્રેસ કર ને તું ઓય વસંત કઈ ગયો વસંત
બાર ગયા
જવા દો હા मैं तैयार करूँ છું તમે લોકોને હું ચાલો ઓકે એનીવે it is everything is there and they'll separate it out segregate it then you will be able to સત સાધનો સેગ્રેગેટ કરજો કમ્પ્લીટ અને નિશ્ચય આચરણથી સેગ્રેગેટ કરજો અને આગળનું બધું આપી દો આરતી પારતી આપે છે એને જુદી સેગ્રેગેટ કરી બધું સેગ્રિગેશન કરજો will you do that okay everything is done so these things are given to you I will keep this with me also okay and you can communicate with me whenever you want to understand the science behind all these 5 precepts that in your life it will open out so you will be living as a scientist which scientist that realized pure soul state scientist at the body with the God agency light and between the physical body in between as an interim state you will link out and to get more evened out with the crease from within and without and to get very attuned to that core power that is coming gradually. It will be guiding power for you. Do you understand? God light. And till everything, all mistakes of the crease are gradually seen and well accounted for by repentance and asking forgiveness from your own pure soul within. And then deciding with a decision and conviction that I will not repeat this mistake again. Oh my inner pure soul, give me power unto Krish for me not to repeat such mistake again. So mistakes by mistakes it will get resolved out. This is done already. Now last thing I am telling you, one easy method how to stay as per 2 viewpoints. Today as you go there, you will take dinner everything now. From here you will go now. Okay? And dinner will be taken by Krish. And Shuddhatma will be under observation of the Shuddhatma there. Do you follow that? Everything, all activities of Krish done will be under observation only. Do you see? What is solid taken, what is liquid taken, whatever. And whatever also passes out, solid and liquid both, from the body, that is also of Krishis. and you are not with Krishna. You are knower and seer of whatever happens, of intake and exit. You understand? Whatever Krish, wherever who is moving here and there, you are soul, non-mover soul. Soul has no motion. Krish is subject to motion and inertia, that steadiness both. Do you understand? Krish is subject to time. Krish time, not the cosmic time. Do you understand? Krish is subject to occupation. Do you understand? Pure soul is formless. It does not have any occupation on its own. When Krish has to have occupation, Krish has to have a occupying source which lets Krish get well occupied. Every way, from within and without and all around. Everything requires occupation. So that occupying power also requires. So all these powers are Krish is related. And pure soul is pure soul, that powers. You understand? 5 powers are relative and that original real power. I will give you તમારી જોડે આવજો થોડું વાત કરશો ફોન પર થોડું તમારે રજાનો દિવસ કરજો
હા
આ 3 દિવસ નથી Monday onwards I will be here. Go. You are free today. And by in the night, last thing I am telling you, very easy method, that during the time of sleep, I think you will get nice sleep, I think, very natural sleep. Or no? Pure soul has no sleep, you know that. Or no?
Yeah.
Then who is sleeping? Krish.
Relative, yeah.
Krish. So you let Krish sleep, have sleep. But at the same time, you lie in the bed and you sing loudly, so you listen your own speech slowly, so that others are not disturbed. That I am purest pure soul. I am 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 pure soul. Like that. When you lie down on the bed. And Krish will lie down on the bed and your chanting will go on. And Krish will get to sleep. That is, Krish is sleeping. And your chanting will continue. So 2 functions will happen at the same time throughout the sleeping functions. That your chanting will go on and Krish will have a natural sleep. So immediately next day, tomorrow morning when you get up, immediately first thing what will happen, that whatever chanting continues there, that will, I am pure soul, that will come before you only. And then, yes, Krish, I have taken up. That you will say like that. But relatively, please. Krish, what a sleep I had got. That Krish, everything. Because your chanting happened. And during the day, as you get up, just you, inside of you, you adjust yourself, attention-wise, that, Krish, you have got up from the sleep now, until you get to bed in the night. During the whole day, which is called an active day of the world. In any activities of the Krish in the world, and with all the world relations, Krish, mind you, you are not the door of any activities, or from within and from without. The scientific circumstantial evidential power is making you active. Unless power, with that power active. So Krish, mind you, and you are observer all the time of the all activities, that Krish activities happen during the day. So you adjust that attention, that focusing, well focused. And now come on, Grace, go out living out whole day. And whatever Krish lives in the whole day, you won't be a bit responsible for that. Anything happens because of Krish's activities. You won't be responsible. So long as this link is maintained. The Krish and it is my observing state that observes the Krish. It cannot continually maintain. It will have breaks also. It can happen. That don't matter. But you practice it Go. And this you can practice number of nights till you get it to nature sort of coming on evenness, some whatever evenness, easy efforts. Okay? You can. I'm giving you easy way of doing these things. Go. You have not given me anything. I have not given you anything. You have not taken anything from me. Because I have not given you anything. And yet you have gained everything. Go.